Hey everybody, we're back and it is Pride Month. Woo!
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Happy Pride
Happy
Month.
Pride. We're so excited. We got our
Let's
garb
go.
on. Check out my Disney sweatshirt, dude. Come on. Does it get any cuter than that? And I would also like to say and give a shout out to Tate's cousin, Jelana, who made this awesome lei in Pride colors for us. And it's making its debut, if you will.
Thank you very much,
Shout out.
fam.
Yeah, thank you so much. So anyway, this is episode number 23, and we're super excited because all month we're going to be super annoying allies to our LGBTQ plus IA community. And we are going to just shower you guys with love. Don't forget, we have a TikTok, we have Instagram, we have Facebook. What else do we have?
YouTube.
Of course, YouTube. And then all of our streaming platforms, right, come with that. We're working on doing a Threads. But for now, please visit our TikTok. We're trying to grow it. So I did a quick poll on Spotify to ask, did you know we had these platforms? And the lowest one was a TikTok.
Oh, wow.
So not everybody knew we had a TikTok. So there you go. It's the AF5 Life. So, I'm sorry, AF5 podcast. So check us out. All right.
Please.
But anyway, it's Pride Month and we are so fired up. We are reset. If you can tell, we're a little bit, well, not me, but him. We're very tan.
You're still tan. You still got some.
I don't look transparent. But we just got back from Hawaii. We were there for 2 weeks. And man, oh man, was that fun.
Blast.
It wasn't just fun because we go there for shits and gigs. We go there to unplug, to reconnect, to reset, and to visit a bunch of family on the island. So my family lives in Kailua. Your family lives on the North Shore. We didn't get to your family this time. We did get to my family, but we did get to reset. And we took a whole bunch of people with us this time. I was so happy that Adam got to come with us.
I know.
This
It
time.
was huge.
Yeah.
To have Adam.
And I think it's because we told him, hey, and for those of you who don't know, Adam is my cousin, but he's also Drew's hair and makeup artist.
Yes.
And
Pretty badass. Yeah. That I might add.
He's literally a unicorn. He can do anything. Let me tell my story first, then we'll go back to Adam's unicorn aura, if you will. I was telling him, we were talking one day on set, and we were talking about Hawaii. I go, "Are you gonna come with us this year?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know." You know, that's his way of saying no, right? But I go, "Man, I wish you would, because when we go on vacation, we don't do anything. Like literally, we don't do anything, right? No. And if we do, we are not on an itinerary.
No, there's no schedule. There's no nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys vacation like this, but this is how we do it. What time are we getting up? When we get up.
When we get up.
What time? Where are we going? Are we going to go here? Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. And it's every day we wake up and say, "Hey, let's do this today."
Exactly.
And whoever wants to come comes, and whoever doesn't stays back at the house, and we reconvene when we're done.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the way to do it. No pressure.
Exactly. So I was explaining this to Adam, and he was like, Remember Brittany Broski's kombucha? She was the kombucha girl. Yeah. She was like this. And then she's all, what? When she heard something, so that was Adam. He's like, and I go, we don't do anything. We literally just lay out and eat, and lay out and eat, and then we do
some more laying out, some more eating.
Yeah, and if you want to work out, you can. If you don't, if you want to hike, okay. If you want to go to the PCC, maybe. We don't know yet. And he was like, maybe. And then he ended up coming, which was amazing. We were super fired up. We go there. This is how much he's a unicorn, okay? He can style. He can design clothes, dresses, whatever. He can do hair. He can do makeup. Yeah. And the second day, guys, we were there. Maybe it was the third day. I come down to the pool, and I see him sitting on a lounge chair, and I'm going to put a picture up right here. Right. He literally just looked up on YouTube how to make a haku out of leaves.
Tea leaves. I think they were tea leaves.
I don't know what kind of leaves they were, but it's the ones you see in the big Hawaiian Merriman competitions or whatever. And he just I'm like, what the hell? What can't you do? And he goes, oh, I just saw YouTube's wearing it. I thought I'd try it out. And then everybody was wearing it all weekend. Everybody was taking turns. It was so cool. My dad's like, can I have that? And he was like, yeah, sure. But it was so cool. Right. You know what I mean?
And then he made us the flautas for dinner. Remember?
Oh yeah, the last night we were there.
Wow.
And he can fucking cook. What the hell? He's just like the one-stop shop. So anyway, if anyone's looking for the perfect partner, that would be Adam. And he's single. So just putting it out there. Anyway, he's going to hate me for saying that. But he's humble and he's sweet and he's giving.
He is.
He sings in the church choir. Like he's just the all-around best.
Very good noodle.
I know. So love him to pieces.
We do.
But anyway, happy Pride, guys.
Happy
We're
Pride.
super fired up.
Super fired
to be here. And as we promised last month, once a month, because you asked for it, we are doing the Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
So in honor of Pride Month, we pulled some stories that are tied to, the LGBTQ community.
Yes.
In some way, shape, or form. And
stand by, because we're going to be talking about Pride all month.
I know. That's what I said. People are going to get sick of us.
I know.
And here's another thing. We're allies, okay?
Yeah, big time.
Woo, we're allies.
Yeah.
But we can always get better at being allies.
Exactly.
We're not always we're not always in the know, if you will. So, and things change and pivot and kind of, come full circle. So if there's any advice that you guys can give us,
sure,
you have to be in the community though, okay? If you're not in the LGBTQ community, I don't want to hear shit from you.
Kind of don't have any.
You have no say in this.
Being honest.
You have no horse in this race.
Right.
So if you're not in that community, shut the hell up. But we love you. We still love you. Okay. If you are, oh yeah, by the way, look at my nails. Woo. Told you we were going to be annoying. But if you have some advice for us, maybe we know, maybe we don't. But drop a comment and let us know how we can be better allies to you guys. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So we're going to get started. And this is our Pride Month Am I the Asshole version. But I wanted to change things up today.
How so? This is new to me, guys. I don't like changing the script. Throws me off.
I can fly by the seat of my pants.
I can't.
It's very simple. It's not going to throw you off.
Okay.
I want to just start out with a quote of the day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. So the quote of the day, we're going to kick it off, is you are exactly who you should be. Whether you're in the LGBTQ community or not. This is blanket across everywhere. Okay. Right. To everyone. You are exactly who you should be. So don't let anybody tell you any different. Don't let anybody try and change you.
Yes.
You are who you are. And I've already talked about don't let anybody dim your light.
Right. Self-confidence.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. And you are who you are. You cannot change that. Trust me. I've tried. I've tried to be quiet. I tried to be an introvert. I've tried to be a whole bunch of things that I'm not.
Exactly. I could say the same thing about myself. That being an introvert, I don't want to be an introvert, but I am. So I just am. Like, what can I do about it? So, you accept who you are, and that's who you are. You be that person. So it doesn't mean I cannot, function in society because I'm such an introvert. It just means I have to deal with it differently. But I still am an introvert. That's me. I'm diving into it. You can tell every single episode I'm going through this thing. Right. So
tell them what you told me right before we started.
What did I tell? I told her she's trying to give me some advice on how we're interacting and make sure you make eye contact. And I said, wait, I'm trying to focus.
That's not how he said it.
No, I said, can you please?
He's like, can you please?
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus.
I'm trying to focus.
I was all, geez, tough crowd. Is this thing on? What the hell?
That's the introvert in me. But it's like what we're saying in that quote. You're exactly who you should be. So embrace it. Dive into it. It is what it is. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just like I'll be fine.
I like how he just, kind of breezed over.
I know it was ridiculous what I said.
No, you were rude.
Well, it's ridiculous. It's rude, right? Is that? It was ridiculous. It was rude.
Thank you.
And I apologize.
Thank you. I love you.
But it's because I'm just.
I know you're nervous, and yeah.
And yes, it's not an excuse for being rude.
When he said it to me, I was like, and then he said that, and I went, and I looked in the camera like the camera was on, but it wasn't, and I was all, tough crowd.
I apologize. I'm so sorry.
I know, honey. I love you.
This introvert is going to be the death of me.
It is not. It is not. But you're right. Don't try to be someone you're not.
Yes.
And you know what, honey? Your introvertedness
Yes.
is your superpower.
Is that a word? I hope it is.
Well,
Introvertedness.
it is now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
It's your superpower.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Because I've always, if I haven't said it I don't know if I said it on this podcast, but I'll tell you now. If I hadn't met you, we wouldn't have had Dason. And I always tell everybody, Dason's the one that literally saved my life. And here's what I mean by that, which is perfect because we're talking about Pride Month. Hello.
I know.
This baby was born to me when I was so young, right? And I was wild, you guys. In fact, I'm going to put a picture up of me and Day right here. Me and Dason, and I look like I'm 12 in this picture. I felt like I was 12. But because she was born, she literally changed my life, saved my life, because I was wild. I was angry. I was still dealing with like childhood traumas and just abandonment issues and all this kind of shit, right? Swirling around in my head. I had that kid the first time I saw her. Yeah. I was like, okay, I gotta lock it up. Oh, honey, are you crying?
I am.
Oh.
Sorry.
Don't say sorry. Oh.
Just because I know what an impact she was on us. I mean, me myself too, you know?
Yeah. So I've always told anyone who will listen to me that she literally saved my life. She helped me be patient. She helped me love unconditionally.
Right.
And when she was born, we didn't find out what she was until she was born. Right. And I said, and they said, oh, it's a girl. And I was like, are you sure? Are you sure you didn't cut something off? Because I only wanted boys. Or at least I thought I did. Yeah. And that was because I was so scared of like how I acted. And she just saved my life. And she's the best thing that ever happened to me after you. When she came out, it was like, right. Okay, and that's a story for another day. If you guys want to hear that story and our reaction to it and whatnot, like let us know. We can talk about it. Sure. But if you don't ask, you don't get. So, and the only reason
sucker.
And the only reason why I say that is because it is very emotional, and I know I'm going to cry, and I don't like to cry. So, and I don't have tissues with me right now, so I'm not going to do it on this podcast, but on this episode.
I'll do it for both of us.
But your kindness and your introvertedness is your superpower.
Thank you.
And here's where I was going with that Dason story. Yeah. You know, she was such a huge impact on us, and us getting together and meeting you and all that good stuff. You helped balance me because I was always at 100 and you were kind of like, you know, maybe at a level 10. And so, you know, start wilding out and you're like, dude, knock it off. And then you would balance me out. Sure. And then when Dason came, even more so. And I figured out a bunch of stuff about myself. Sure. Like, okay, I am not an awful person.
Well, it's just trying to figure out where to channel that energy that you had.
No, I know.
So much of it.
No. And I'm talking about like when I had Dason because I came from foster care. Yeah, so I'm like, who the hell would leave their kid in fucking foster care? Who would, you know what I mean? For 3 years, you know what I mean? And it's just crazy. So I used to think crazy thoughts like, maybe I'm not good enough. I don't deserve to be happy. I have to fight for everything. I was always in survival mode. Always in survival mode. Uh-huh. And then when she came along, it was like, well, shit, I can't act like that. I got to make sure this kid survives. Yeah. I got to make sure that I keep this kid alive.
Yeah. It's the old adage, you won't change for yourself, but you're changed for someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Especially someone that's yours.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. And I'm like, her. How did this thing come out of me? It's pretty nutty, dude.
I know, but a blessing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Beyond.
Through and through. I can't even, the universe was looking out for me. And then I know that's when my life turned around. You know what I mean? Yeah. All that to say is your introvertedness actually saved me too.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not a weakness. It's actually a superpower. Sure. Just like my outgoingness
is not a weakness.
It's not a weakness. No, and that's why we're so good together. We balance each other out. That. Anyway, going back to what we were talking about, you guys, be yourself. So that's what the quote of the day is. You are exactly who you should be. So love on yourself, practice self-compassion. And with that, we're going to get right into story number 1.
Right? So here's the first one. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my gay son's tuition after he came out to his family? This is already sounding no bueno, right? Let's get into it. So she's a 40-year-old female, and her son is 19. Came out to her husband, who's 40 as well, right? And so she's explaining, my son came out to my husband and I when he was 14 years old. That's got to be huge at 14.
Yeah.
Like, where does that confidence come from at that young age? My husband and I are both atheists and support LGBTQ community, and we're both proud of our son for coming out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? However, my husband's mother is a devout Catholic and is extremely intolerant of gay people. She is wealthy, and my children were told from a young age their college would be paid for as long as they attended a private Christian or Catholic school. Here it comes, right? She believes this will keep them from partying, having premarital sex, etc.
Wait, can I interject here real quick?
Yeah.
I took a philosophy class in college, because I was a philosophy major and for my undergrad. And I took the philosophy of sex.
Sure.
Right? And
I remember.
There was a guy in there who was like in his mid-20s, virgin, because he was proud of it, right? Touting it, talking about how he's a Catholic, he's going to wait till marriage. And of course, I have to be the one who pokes the bear. And I said, I have a question. I said, what if you get married and you have sex and they suck? What if they suck? What if they're terrible? Or what if they don't want to do anything? Or what if they want to do too much kinky shit to you and like all this stuff? Because I know you guys are against divorce too, right? And he was all, that's not the point. He got so mad. Remember the arch nemesis in The Incredibles?
Yes.
That kid who like had the fire hair?
Yes.
That's what he looked like when I was like egging him on.
Yeah.
And I just did it for shits and giggles because I was bored in that class. But he got... You know how when white people get really red in the face?
Yeah, just like that kid in Criss-cross. He got mad. He turned super red.
Super red. That's what it is. And I was like, well, what if it's... He was like, it's not the point. I go, well, what's the point? Like, why wait? Like, I don't understand. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going to go like buy a house without looking at it first, right? Going inside it.
Test driving the car.
Test driving the car. And he was like, you're the devil. And he was screaming at me in a college class.
What?
Dude, the professor... dying. He loved me. He afterwards, like after everybody left, he's like, hey, come here real quick. He's like, I'm gonna give you an A, even if you fail every fucking test. This is the first time I've ever heard anyone come back. Yeah, because everybody was too afraid, and you were just like, hey, I have a question. That's what I like to do, by the way. I like to act like, hey, I'm confused, and then I'll ask a question.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminded me of when they said, no premarital sex. Crazy.
Questioning his abstinence.
Anyway, listen, we're not advocating for you to go out and have a bunch of premarital sex. No. That's just our take on it. And we taught our kids that too. Like, hey, strap it up, just make sure you're safe. You know what I mean? No, I'm being serious. No, I know. Dason was like, okay, and Donovan and Drew were like, la 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 la. I don't want to hear that. And I'm like, listen, I just want you to be safe, but I also don't want you to go down that route. Anyway, okay, back to the story.
Okay. Let me say that last sentence again.
Okay.
She believes this will keep
grandma.
Yeah. She believes this will keep them from partying, having premarital sex, etc. I don't agree with this and have argued my children getting the best education possible, regardless of the school's religious affiliation, should be her top priority. But she refuses to change her mind. My son chose a Christian college one state over to attend. He graduated with a lot of college credit from taking many AP classes in high school and will be done in 3 years opposed to 4. He's currently just began year 2, which has been already paid for.
So basically, he has 1 more year to go.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. So during Labor Day weekend, he came home to celebrate his grandma's birthday. He told one of his cousins that he was talking to a boy at his college and thought he could trust him. Right? This already doesn't sound good, right? He seemed supportive, according to my son, but he told his mom and dad and my husband's sister and her husband are just as religious as my mother-in-law and outed my son to her. How messed up is that?
Second red flag. Mm-hmm.
She is livid and called me and informed me she will not be making any more future payments towards his tuition and told me to relay the message to him as she will no longer be speaking to him. I have told him many times not to come out to his grandma, cousins, aunt, or uncle until he was through with college. I hate that he can't be himself, but my husband and I cannot afford his college. I don't like my mother-in-law and will be going no contact once my other 2 children, her 15-year-old girl and 13-year-old male, get their chance to have their tuition paid for as well. My son is okay with me waiting to do so for the sake of his siblings. What a good kid, right? He will unfortunately have to take out a student loan and eat the cost of his final year. Okay, then it keeps going. My son is obviously devastated. He both will not have his final year of college paid for next year, and that his cousin is not someone he can trust. He now wants me and my husband to foot the bill next year. We have $25K saved up currently that we plan on using for much needed kitchen renovations. Our oven barely works. Our dishwasher doesn't work at all. And the kitchen itself is worn down and outdated. My son is calling me an asshole for prioritizing to a remodel over his education. We've explained to him our kitchen is falling apart and it's much needed and is nowhere near the cost of his tuition. So even if we postponed it, we would still be short as his private school is very expensive. I feel like he is an adult and he needs to be the one to deal with the consequences, not us. Am I the asshole for not using our family's savings to cover his remaining tuition?
You're an asshole for a bunch of other things, including that.
Including that. That's not the only thing.
So let's back it up.
Okay.
First of all, okay, I'm already grumpy because I'm already like, I want to fight this lady right now. Okay.
I can tell. You're like, hurry up and read it so I can tell this lady.
To fuck off.
Yeah.
Listen, first of all, why would you ever have your kids hide?
I know.
Why?
Yeah.
That's like you saying, hey, guess what? Money's more important, so I don't have to fit the bill.
Right.
Your happiness comes second or last in this case. And you're not allowed to talk to anybody in the family either. So that's first and foremost.
Right.
That's you literally, not verbatim, but literally telling your kid you need to be someone else until your rich grandma pays this shit off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like earlier in it, right, she says her and her husband are atheists. They fully support the LGBTQ community.
Which is a lie.
And are both proud of her son for coming out. I'm all, you're full of shit, man. Because what about all this other shit?
You're proud of him? I think that was just you trying to say, hey, man, I'm a good person.
Yeah.
Right?
You're covering your
Which
ass.
I think is full of shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Because then it comes out at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you truly feel about it.
Well, because you can see from the way she writes, right? It's like, oh, yeah, I'm proud and this, that. However, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But, da-da-da-da. No. There's no howevers. There's no buts.
There's no buts. There's no...
You need to be the ride or die for your kids.
Yeah.
And it always literally baffles me.
Sure.
I am gobsmacked when parents don't treat their kids like they're the most precious thing on this earth.
Yeah.
So if that happened to me and my mother-in-law did that,
sure,
or had that way of thinking, and my son came out to me at 14 years old, you should have been saving your ass up at that moment, knowing good God well that the grandma's not going to pay for it. It's like a non-negotiable. It shouldn't even be, right?
Yeah, like if she offers to pay, nice, but we have it. We don't need it.
Well, if she says, you know what, I love my grandson, it's okay. But she already knew she wasn't going to.
Sure.
So she was saying, hey, shut the hell up until you get to the finish line at school so I don't have to pay for it. That's what it sounds like.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
And then you can come out and be as gay as you want.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds
like.
Are
you being supportive? Are you happy he came out?
No, you're not. You're like, man, she's like, man, what if she was like, man, couldn't you told me this after you graduated? Then it wouldn't have ruined it, right? Because now she has to bear that secret,
right?
And force him into keep him in the closet.
And it's amazing. The kid is still trying to stay level-headed. He's like, I know, I got to shut up so my brother and sister can be a part of it. I'm okay with it. Like, use me as the excuse or whatever, right? But the kid's good. He's a good kid.
You know, it'd be awesome if all three of them turned out gay. And then all of them said, hey, we're gay and we're proud. And then the grandma's not going to pay for any of them.
I know.
That would have been awesome.
Dude, school loans, whatever, dude. Fucking.
And then she says, and we have a kitchen remodel. So like, it's going to be like, kind of, what?
Yeah.
So now you're prioritizing a fancy kitchen to like our oven doesn't work. How much are ovens? You know how I know how much our ovens are? Because we've been looking at one. That's why he made that joke about our kitchen. It does need to be remodeled.
Yeah.
But they're like $300-$400.
Sure.
If you want to get a big fancy schmancy one, they're a couple grand.
Yeah.
But like if you need something to just cook on, $400. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, she's making
excuses.
She's like, yeah, I support him excuse. I support him excuse.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, you don't support him, and that's fine. And you are an asshole.
Yeah.
You are. You are
not just an asshole. You're a super asshole.
Yeah, like, golly, man.
I can't.
Right.
I can't even think about that. Because, like, I would have, just out of spite, knowing my mother-in-law thought that way, and I'm an atheist. First of all, you should be pissed off anyway.
Yeah.
About he has to go to a Christian school.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
We're not even talking about, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't, because that goes against your morals. So, like, are you an atheist, or are you just doing that to be cool? Or, like, if you're a true atheist, then none of this shit would have flown with you.
No, man. You would have just told him, go wherever you want.
Yeah. You're not going to indoctrinate my kid into, like, the Catholic, or whatever, Jesuit colleges that you want him to go to. Fuck that. No, these are my kids. But guess what? She doesn't care about her kids.
No.
That's nutty. And if you think about it too, he was 14 when he came out, right?
Yeah, that's
4 more years. He had to hold that shit until he graduated from high school, and then he was already in his first year
of college.
So that's like 19.
Right.
So that's 5 years he had to hold that shit in, and then he thought, and then hey, let's talk about the asshole cousin.
I know. He was probably doing his first year on his own in college, having a great time, probably started getting a little more open, being himself. Like we said at the beginning, you are exactly who you should be. He started feeling all that. And then he thought, I'm going to share with my cousin.
And they were probably close growing up, I bet.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And then he thought, I could trust my cousin.
Yeah.
And then he outed him. Guess what? We're fighting in the front yard.
You're done.
I'm going to whoop your ass.
Yeah. You're done.
I'm going to whoop your ass, and I'm going to break every tooth in your mouth so you never speak again.
And the intention is to rat him out to not, grandma's not going to pay.
Yeah.
Dude. He's an asshole too, that cousin.
Here's what I know. Karma's a bitch.
Oh.
So karma's going to come back tenfold to these assholes, right?
Yeah.
And to whoever wrote this or about the son.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, by chance, you never know, we support you. We support you. And we think that you're awesome, and be yourself, and good for you. Good on you.
Yeah, that kid's going to grow up and do good things.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, that makes me so angry. Anytime it comes with kids and parents just being the worst.
Yeah.
Awful. All right. Moving on.
Moving on. Your turn. Story number two. Yes.
Okay. So, am I the asshole for being upset both of my sons are gay? Oh, man. I don't know why we each chose these ones about parents, because it just chaps my ass, you guys. But anyway, here's the story. My husband, 45 male, and I, 45 female, have been fighting over this for several weeks now, since I don't want to discuss it with any of my friends out of embarrassment. He suggested I ask here where nobody knows who we are. This is on Reddit. We grabbed these from Reddit, okay?
This is not starting off good.
No, it's not. We have 2 sons, 20, so I'm assuming they're twins, who moved away for school 2 years ago. They've always been introverted, had very few friends, they never dated anyone, and spent most of their time studying. This is a red flag for me when I read this, because I'm like, why are you trying to set them up like they're a bunch of nerds, okay? Yeah. They both got accepted into prestigious schools, and my husband and I have always considered ourselves to be very lucky to have such amazing children. Since they started university, they became much more outgoing. They have a lot more friends. They go out all the time, and they're extremely social. They came home for a visit a couple of weeks ago, and one of them said he had something to tell us, and it was that he had a boyfriend. Then his brother said that while the other one's at it, he may as well come out too. And he said he also is gay. When the first one said he had a boyfriend, I honestly felt happy for him, and I was glad he trusted us enough to tell us that. Liar. But then the other one said he was gay too. I got very upset. Why?
Does that make any sense?
They're freaking twins. Okay. I don't know why I had such a visceral reaction, but I started crying and left the room. What a bitch. I didn't want to talk to them or my husband for the rest of the day.
The rest of the day?
The rest of their stay at home was very awkward. We didn't talk much, and in the end, their father took them to the railway station without me.
She didn't even go say goodbye?
What a punk, dude. Okay. I just can't help thinking that this means I'll never experience the joy of having a daughter-in-law. Here we go with the selfishness, right?
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Helping her with the wedding. How do you know? Maybe she's going to hate you and not want you. That I'll never have grandchildren. Says who?
You could do all those things.
Says
If
who?
it doesn't matter if they're gay. You could still help with the wedding. They could still have children.
She sounds like the mother-in-law that like you don't even want to invite to the wedding. You know what I mean? Or will wear white to your wedding just to be an asshole. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So she said, I do accept them as they are, liar. But I just can't help feeling sad. It was so unexpected and such a shock to me, especially since they'd never said or done anything that might make me even think they're gay, so that I'm ready when they come out.
Why would they?
All of this is just showing her preconceived notions, right?
Yeah.
And then this last part is really chapped my ass.
Right.
So that I'm ready when they come out. I'm sorry. You sound like the mom who makes everything about you.
Yeah.
And centers yourself in everything. And I'm going to say you're an asshole. And I'm not even done reading. Okay. My husband thinks I'm being an asshole and, even worse, a bad mother. Because you are.
Yeah.
And that I should have contained myself when they came out to us.
Yes.
Because you should have. He said we can get a dog, but it's not the same. Okay, I don't know why the dad offered, hey, we can get a dog. Does that make you happy? That's kind of lame, but whatever. But it's not the same. And I feel like he is the asshole for even comparing grandchildren to pets.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think that's what he was doing.
They're getting away from the...
Again, making it all about her.
Yeah.
I think that even though my sons are upset with me now, they should understand what this means to me, since I'm too old to have more children. What do you mean? You want to have more children? And what if they all grow up to be gay? What the hell? Right? Anyway, she ends with, which one of us is wrong here? That is a rhetorical question, because you know good goddamn well who is wrong. It's crazy.
There's so many things there, but it's so ugly. Like, she's an asshole.
Oh,
like, you know
I
what
see.
I mean? She'll
She
say,
keeps implicating herself as an asshole.
I support my son, but then I do this for my sons, and then Like,
well, it's kind of like that last story.
Same, yeah.
Right? It's kind of like, hey, I totally support them as long as it's like the way I want to do it, and they should have to accept it.
Yeah. And there's why are you fighting about this for several weeks? It's your issue.
And
your husband's good with it.
yeah. Which historically, and I, maybe I'm just in my own little bubble here, but like for me, I would think that most of the time the dads would have an issue with their sons being gay. You know what I mean? Because they think they're going to be macho and they're going to be this and that, whatever, typically, right? Mm-hmm. Not all the time. But in this case, it's the mom. And that shocked me. You know what I mean?
All she can think about is a wedding, kids, a daughter-in-law.
Yeah, but like if you take the daughter out of it and just put son-in-law, you still get to help with the wedding. They could still have children. It's done all the time. And the dad just trying to placate her with like, well, he probably said, hey, if you're so like you need to take care of something, I'll get you a dog. Shut the hell up. That's probably what he said.
Yeah, like there are kids. He's probably telling there are kids. I'll get you a dog.
Yeah. And then she's probably like, I can't believe he compared children to an animal. That's just her trying to like cover her ass. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because he probably didn't say it like that. He's like, hey, if you're so hell bent on taking care of something, why don't you
we'll get a dog.
We'll just get a dog.
Yeah.
Then you can shut the hell up. Or I don't know, go volunteer at a foster home. Foster some kids, you asshole. I always think of the little baby on Meet the Fockers, and he's like, asshole. That's what I want to say. That's what we're going to say. Every time that's going to be it from now on, okay?
That's good.
Every time. Yeah. So I'm going to say, do you think they're an asshole? Asshole. Anyway, Jesus, I can't believe this. Anyway.
It's so bad.
You guys, listen, maybe... Listen, I get it. Sometimes, it'll throw parents for a loop.
Of course.
I get that. Mm-hmm. But here, if you're a parent and you're watching this, okay, here's what I will say. It's not something you plan for.
No.
I did.
No.
And like, I don't want to say I planned it. Yeah, if our kids are, but I always thought, oh, okay, if any of our kids are gay, like who cares?
Sure.
Right? So if you're a parent listening to this, prepare yourself right now. Yeah. If your kids are little and they're not at that point yet where they know exactly who they are, prepare yourself and tell yourself, how am I going to act? How am I going to react when my child tells me that they're in the LGBTQ community?
Sure.
Whether it's trans, non-binary, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But prepare yourself right now. And if one of your kids has already come out to you and you're not handling it very well, let me tell you something. That will be the biggest regret of your entire life.
Right. I can recall as a kid growing up, especially in the islands in Samoa, very strict, conservative household. My dad, was very strong in our church, and as well as all of us, we were going every Sunday, participating in all the activities. There were a lot of people that were gay in the community. There were a lot of people in our school that were gay. That was like, but for whatever reason, growing up in Samoa, being around all these people, you never questioned anything. You never looked at them different. You never said, who are their parents and why are they raising them this way? Or you just like, they were always accepted. They were just, you didn't look at them, oh, that guy's gay. No, that's his name. Whatever his name is, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so. Like, you didn't say that guy's gay. So I grew up that way. So,
I know why. Because in our culture, in the Samoan culture, we always had a third gender. And that's the fa'afafine.
Yeah.
So that's why it's normalized in Samoa, whether you're in Western or American Samoa, because the Samoan culture, as do a lot of indigenous cultures, they have a third gender. And so that's why it was normal for you guys.
Yeah. Reading these stories blows my mind because it's your own kid. I didn't have kids back then. But I still didn't have that thought process, right? But these are your own kids. You would think the thought process would be even stronger, different.
Right. I do agree with you 100%. Like how do you even think about that and not? So anyway, there you have it. Asshole.
Okay. Captain asshole.
Shit. Captain of the asshole ship. All right, babe. We're going to go into story number 3 and then we're going to wrap it up.
Okay. Story number 3. Am I the asshole for not treating my wife like an equal parent by telling her she has no say in the way I bond with my son and also calling her homophobic?
Ooh, I can't wait.
This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. When I, a 37-year-old male, was 17, got my then girlfriend, 16, pregnant with twin boys. Wow, 17 and 16, so young. Her parents didn't want the babies to ruin her future, so they said that I had to either take them or give them up for adoption because she was not raising them. I wanted to give them up, but my parents told me not to. Makes sense. Young,
yeah,
right?
17. Yeah, it's scary.
For the first 7 years of my boys' lives, I didn't act like a father and was more like a big brother. They knew I was their father, though, but we never bonded like father-sons, right? When I was ready to move out, I wanted to do it without them. Wait a minute.
Well, he's young. I get it,
Sure. But my dad let me know it was my responsibility, so I had to take them. I didn't want it at first, but I'm glad it happened. We started bonding as father-sons. I started loving them, and their love for me increased. I remember the 3 of us would sit on the couch to watch movies. One would sit on my left, one on my right, while I wrapped my arms around them and they put their heads on my chest and I often kissed their forehead. We've been doing this since they were 7.
Ugh, I love that.
Beautiful, right? I met my current wife 5 years ago. My kids were 15. We married 3 years ago after we welcomed our daughter, 4-year-old female now. She saw me doing this with my kids when we watched movies and she never said anything.
This is the wife.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
The current one. My kids are no longer living with us because they left for college, but they come to see me every now and then. My boys are 20 now, but they still like to put their heads on my chest while I wrap my arms around them. They do it every time they visit and I'm watching TV.
Ugh, I love that. My son, just sidebar.
Sure.
My son is 19 and he still puts his head on my shoulder. Every morning he wakes up, he comes and gives me a hug and a kiss. Yeah. And anytime we're walking somewhere in a mall, at the swap meet in Hawaii, he'll hold my hand. Yeah. Just for a quick sec and then he'll let go. But like, it's just like his way of like showing me that, oh, I'm really close to you and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with that.
No, sounds good.
And that's anyone who thinks anything different, you're a dirty bird.
Leave him alone.
What the hell? Anyway.
Back to the story. My son Liam visited me 2 weeks ago. He came out to me as gay and introduced me to his boyfriend. I don't care how my kids live their sexuality or who they love. I love them no matter what. I just want them to be happy. I don't feel any different, and it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable to hug him or kiss his forehead. But it seems that my wife is a little uncomfortable. My son visited me again last Wednesday, since he was here 2 weeks ago. So for the first time officially out, right? I was watching Red with my daughter. She was on my left. Then my son Liam arrived. He was tired and sat on my right. Put his head on my shoulder while I wrapped my arm around him. Then I kissed his forehead and said, "Good to have you back, buddy."
Oh, that makes me want to cry. That's so sweet.
We went to sleep, and the next day my wife told me that it made her feel uncomfortable, me hugging and kissing my son, and asked me not to do it again while she doesn't mind me doing it with Lucas, my other son, straight.
Oh, there it is.
Wait a second. She doesn't want me to do it with Liam. I told her that she has no business being in my relationship with my sons. I also called her homophobic.
Bam.
Perfect. She accused me of not treating her like an equal parent to my sons. Thus, I said, that's okay because you are not.
Oh, shit.
Beautiful. I love this guy.
Lit her ass up.
I freaking love this guy. My brother says I should understand because this is a big change for her. A son coming out. But seriously think there is nothing to get used to. This isn't neither her nor my problem who my son loves. Am I wrong?
No,
No.
you are not.
And you're perfect. You're doing great.
Yep. And you are not the asshole.
No, she is.
And
She's the asshole.
she sure as hell is. And here's the thing. There's a couple things to unpack in here. First of all, can you imagine having twins at 17 years old?
Insane.
Okay, so let's back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
The fact that the girl's parents say you're not going to ruin her life.
Yeah.
I just think that's insane.
I know.
I get it. They're young. Figure it out.
They made a mistake.
Right. Figure it out. The other parent, his parent, said, no, we're going to figure it out.
We're going to raise him.
So kudos to that dad. So he was raised by an awesome dad.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't like it, his dad's like, hey, man, you do the deed, you're going to have to live with the consequences, right?
You ready to move out? You're taking him with you.
Take him with you, right? I love that.
I know. I love his honesty where he said, I really didn't want to go.
Because he's like so young. Even if he was 22, that is so fucking young to have twins.
I know.
Right?
I know.
And the dad's like, hey, it's a little thing called accountability. Look it up. Put it on Google. Right? So I love that. He was raised by a very strong dad.
Very strong dad.
You know, he didn't say that. He didn't show any like, oh, I don't love you. You know, ship him off to the adoption agency.
Right.
He said, hey, man, this is what you get.
Yeah.
Right? And you're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Fast forward, he learned, because his dad was right. Hey, no, you take him and you raise him. And then what happened? They bonded.
Oh.
And now he's a great dad.
Yeah.
Right? And now the dad is like, no. Like, you don't get a say in my sons because you're acting like a goddamn homophobic. Right?
Yeah.
A homophobe.
Yeah.
So
these are my boys. These are my boys, man. You married me when I had
exactly.
them. Like, they were part of me.
And what does that mean? It makes me uncomfortable when you kiss the gay one on the forehead.
But not the straight.
Yeah. What? So he's right. She's a homophobe.
Big time.
And I'm pretty sure they're not married anymore.
I hope not.
Yeah.
She needs to get with the other one.
Yeah.
The other two stories ago. And they need to get on a train and fucking leave the earth. I don't know.
Drive right into the ocean.
It's horrible.
Dang. I'm so glad we ended on this one.
I know.
This is so awesome.
It's a good ending.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you guys, listen. Be who you are. Be who you are. Don't try to be someone else.
Yeah.
And if someone tries to make you be someone that you're not, just know you are right in standing convicted in who you are, how you want to show up, right? And for the parents out there, listen, it's gonna happen.
It is.
At least one in your family is gonna come out gay, and like, let's just make that normal.
I know,
because it is normal.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No,
they're still your kid.
Oh man,
they're still your kid.
Yeah,
you know, he's still him. You know.
Can I tell a funny story?
Please.
Not funny, haha, but like interesting.
Sure.
So when we were pregnant with Donovan. And we knew he was going to be a boy. He was the only one that we said, "Hey, we got to find out the sex."
We actually planned him.
Yeah, he was. Everybody's like, "Oh," because there's an 8-year gap between him and Drew
in the group,
right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, was he the oopsies?" And we're like, "No, he was the only one planned because we had money and we had college degrees. We were ready to rock and roll, and I wanted a boy." Right. But when I remember just being pregnant with him and like laying in bed, and I was like, "Hey," because I was thinking about this. What if he turns out to be gay? And he wants to be a ballet dancer or whatever. And you know what Tate said? He goes, cool.
Yeah.
I'll take him to dance class.
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm all hormonal. I'm like, oh my God, that's so sweet. Oh my God. Right.
Yeah.
So, and I've talked to Donovan and I've asked him, hey man, do you like boys? Do you like girls? He's like, you know what? I don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure I like girls.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, buddy, whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fine. He goes, oh, I know. we have normalized it so much.
I know.
That he's just like, I like girls, but who knows? And I love that about him.
I know. Me too.
He's so precious. I love him so much.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing.
Yeah.
We look at our kids this way. Yeah. Why aren't these guys doing the same thing?
Listen, that could be a whole nother podcast because we get a lot of DMs. Remember,
Sure.
You and I look at the DMs, and a lot of you guys are saying you got no contact, you can't come out. Just recently, I haven't even showed you this one yet. We just recently got one from someone who does want to come out, but they're too afraid and they're asking for advice. So we're going to save that one for our advice episode. Yeah. But I can tell you this, like, if you're a parent, there's nothing to be afraid of, dude. Man. And it's just the unknown, the fear of the unknown.
The shock, right? The shock and all, I'm sure. I understand that. The shock and all.
Well, it's because society made it shocking, right? Yeah. It's not shocking, right? No. For me, as a new parent, I would think I would be fearful.
Sure.
Because this
right.
This world is fucking nuts. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
They don't want to, keep kids from getting shot up in school, but they want to hate on the trans community or the LGBTQ community, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So stupid, so backwards. So that would be like, if I was a new parent, I would be like fearful for that. But guess what? There's strength in community and times are a-changing and your kid's going to be fine. You know when they're not going to be fine? When you don't support them.
Exactly.
So get your shit together.
Yeah.
If you're going through this right now, get it together. Yeah. Send us a DM, call us, whatever you want to call us, or ask us for advice. Yeah. One of the two is going to happen. I already know this. We already talked about this. Doing a whole month worth of episodes,
right?
Centering our beloved LGBTQ community. We're going to get a lot of shit for it. And we understand that, and we're ready.
It's all good.
Bring it on. Bring it on. We're ready, right?
These episodes will still come flying out.
And it won't be the first, and
nope.
It won't be the last that we've gotten shit. So
yeah, it's all good.
Oh, well. We've been training all these years for this. So anyway, you guys, we love you so much. Yep. Don't forget to like, follow, and share our podcast. And also don't forget to follow our TikTok. We're starting to get moving on that thing. Yeah. Anything else you want to?
Just remind you are exactly who you should be. There's nothing wrong with it.
And we love you regardless. Not regardless. That's rude. We love you 100%. All of you.
All of you.
And how you show up. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And don't forget, please, if you guys know things that we're supposed to know as allies, please drop them in the comments and let us know, because we're always about learning and loving and
share so we can become better. I'm not the best at it. I want to be. Yeah. I want to get better. So please.
Absolutely. Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, that's episode number 23. We love you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.